Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Now I've got Sandra here with me. There she is. Now Sandra does resin art, but I have not. I've only had one little shot of it. She's not done lots, she says. But I'll show you this first. This is the resin that we're going to use, and this is by JDiction. And they have got super amounts of resin. I think this is the easiest resin you can get. It is 2-part resin. You mix resin A into resin B. Now it says it's a 1:1 ratio. So that means if you use 2 ounces of that, you'll use 2 ounces of that and mix it together. If you use a half a cup of that and half a cup of that, you mix it together. So whatever you use on one, you use the same amount of the other and mix it together. If you've got a great big project, use a bottle of that, a bottle of A and a bottle of B, and it makes that whole liquid amount. And that's 16 ounces, that's for 474 mils, and this is the same, 16 ounces, 474 mils. But we are only going to make some small items to begin with. So we're going to take resin A, and we'll take a certain amount. How much are we going to do?
2 ounces.
2 ounces, 2 fluid ounces, and 2 fluid ounces of that one, and we'll mix both together, and we should have around 4 fluid ounces of the mixture. Now this one, it says it's bubble free. That will certainly get taken to the, we will put that to the test, because you know I haven't done this before. It's non-toxic, it's non-flammable, so it won't blow up in your face. Colour odorless, so we're not going to know if we're going to get high. Now, I do know some people have said with some of these it gives off vapours. Well, this one says it's non-flammable, it's odourless, crystal clear, high gloss, non-toxic. Now, it does say to wear gloves. I've got my gloves on because it can cause skin irritation. Keep it away from your eyes like every other thing. It may cause an allergic skin reaction, and it says it's toxic to aquatic life with long-lasting effects. So keep it away from your goldfish. So one is the resin and one is to set it, to make it go hard. And it's got all the details on the back of it. So what we're going to do, I'm going to give them to Sandra. She's just going to sit there and pour amounts out. We've got a little stick to store it. That's the only sticks I've got. We've got some silicone rubber measuring cup. So we're going to measure 2 with 1, part A, up to 2. And then we're going to go up to number 4 with part B and mix it. We've got a little, she's come in this, we've got this little JDiction knife. And we're going to mix it. Now, what we're going to do, you can speak, it's okay, Sandra.
I'm saying it's because we don't have scales.
Yeah, we don't have scales, so we're using the cup. See? So we're just going to pour the liquid in up to the number 2. That's 2 fluid ounces. Right? Then we'll put the bit, I will just turn that way. Sandra's not in. She's not looking her best. She's got her woolly jumper on. She's feeling the cold. We're in Scotland and it's cold. And there's
absolutely freezing, and it's
70. There's 70 mile an hour winds outside as well. So I'll put that back in the box. That's pouring. That's A done. This is part B, and we're going to pour that in. Sandra's pouring that in. We're going to take that up to 4 fluid ounces, so that makes 2 fluid ounces and 2 equals 4. So when she's done that, she's just going to mix it. Now, there's no great art in that, as long as you don't whip it to get lots of air bubbles. Now, this one here, look at that. This is a metallic powders. This is really fine glitter. It's a metallic powder. And we're going to use that. We're doing an experiment. We're putting some just on like this, and we'll pour the resin on. Some of it we're going to mix through the resin, and we might do sort of half a feather. Maybe this one will do the top part of the feather, and we'll just mix the colours through. So wait, if we do this, I'm going to get, this is the messy crafty part. We'll keep that out of the way. Any resin we've got left, we're going to make a couple of these little koi carp fishes. They're really pretty. So I'm going to just do a little experiment.
Alison doesn't like mess. Me, I don't care.
Yeah, Sandra doesn't care about a mess, but I'm always cleaning up after me. Have you got another pokey stick?
But I didn't mind a wee bit of me.
Right, so I'm going to get this little pokey stick, and we're just going to put some of this in. I think this will be quite nice, isn't it?
What's a pokey stick?
A pokey stick is a stick that you poke into something else to move it around. Right, so what are we going to put? I'll put that up there. I don't want that to get onto my work. Well, I put some of this colour into this one and some into maybe two of the other ones. Right, 7 minutes, and counting. Right, so we've done that one. I think we'll do some gold.
I'm just moving things because she's only got a wee bit of space there.
Right, so I'm going to put some of this pretty sort of orangey gold in. And then I'm going to put some into this experimental one. That's my experimental one. A little bit in there. A little goes a long way with that. That's really pretty white. Look at that. Right there, that one there's done, I think. Or it's this one. This one. Right, is there any in that one? Will we put some white in that one? Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mess about with the fish. Right. Oh, I've opened that up the wrong way. Well, that was a bummer. Alison doesn't like messing. Oh, I opened the tub up the wrong way around. The label was in the wrong way.
Now we know why she doesn't like glitter.
Yeah, that's why I don't craft anymore. Right, I'm going to get that. Right, we'll just rub all of that in there. This is hilarious. Look at this.
The blind leading the blind.
Well, this is going to be pretty though. Look at that, actually. You know, that's a good idea, and I'll run and wash my hands. I'm going to mix that white through. And up into there.
Hey, that's my one.
That's the experimental one.
My
Oh, this is really nice stuff. You'll be really liking if you get that frog mould. Look.
Right, you need to put just clear in that one then.
Right, that one's just to get some clear. Have we got any just clear?
I have kept some just clear. That one's for you to mix to show them mix.
No, I think we should make some of that. That's going to be really nice. Look.
I thought that's what you've got in here.
Is that with that? No, here, put
just
some
no
more of
mixed
that.
it.
I think this is different.
No, it's no. I've
It's a
just no
different
mixed it. Oh my
wow.
god.
Oh gosh, look at this.
Oh my god,
I think I
put a
should
bit
have to go
much
and
in
wash
there.
my hands. Look. I think that's going to be really pretty, but right, I'll just keep it out of the way. Right, so we're just going to mix. Oh, that looks so pretty. Are you going to try just making half of it and half of it?
Yeah,
Drop some in. Right, Sandra's going to drop it in because look at my hands. We'll move that up a little bit. We're not making the great big circle. We're just doing some feathers.
What you want to do? You want to do half and half?
Well, yeah, if you do like a little bit and then maybe on the other one do the middle bit and then one do it on the top. And mix them. It's up to you. We've got lots. It makes quite a lot, this, by the way. That's not all we've got. Is that did you put that amount into those 3 dishes?
No, we've got some more. Got some clear
Some
stuff.
clear. Oh, that's going to be so pretty. That's a good idea doing that.
Right, are you wanting clear in there?
Well, I think
Well,
if we
some
put
clear on
maybe
the
like
top.
a little bit of the other gold in.
You didn't give me gold, you gave me blue and you gave me white.
Oh, the gold went into that one. That's for the clear
What
one,
about
that
this one?
stuff there.
What about this one?
Yeah, put some white in.
Right. You need
I'll
to make
just-
sure it gets up into
Right,
that
I'll
base.
make sure it goes up into all the nooks and crannies. And that mixes down with that in a feathery motion. This is hilarious. Do you know the people that have big YouTube channels with this, they're going to be
Oh my god.
that are going to be sitting peeing their pants. This might need a bit more to get it up and around. Now I'm putting it around this. There's little circles here. This is so you can hang the feathers up, and you can get these molds places like Timu and all the craft places. Look at that. It's going to be pretty. Look.
What colour do you want?
What colour do you want? You
Oh,
just pour
I
it
thought
in.
you said you needed
Oh,
more in
up
there.
here. That white one.
Right.
I can't see if it's... So we've messed. We're really messed around with this, and I hope all the people who really do resin molds for a living don't watch this. Don't watch this if it's going to freak you out. Now I'm going to move these over a little bit. I've got my little fishies with the extras that we had. I'm just going to leave them overnight. Just there to dry. Well, not dry, they'll solidify. They're looking actually quite pretty, Sandra, they'll look. I'm really... That one's going to be like a great big gold one. And if I don't want to move my camera because I'm still covered in glitter. So you can see the colour. Some of the shading is, if you can see it, I've got it shaded over. Yeah, look, see, it's going to be pretty. I don't know about that, well, a messy little mistake there, but my gloves. I'm trying to take these off because I need to turn the camera off and I can't because I'm covered in this. But that's not how to do it, really. I mean, if you have fun and you enjoy doing it, that's... I'd rather have a good fun experience than have a bad experience with it. And this JDiction stuff is really good and it's really easy, even for a beginner, to mix. There we go. Sandra's just cleaning up with a baby wipe. That's how easy it wipes up. The plastic we'll put in the bin. I'll make sure Muttley doesn't get that. So here we are. It's one day later. Well, it's... how many hours? 14? 16 hours? We did this in the afternoon and it's now like 9 o'clock in the morning the next day. But look, it looks completely different from the video when we left it. Now what's happened to the glitter is it's sank down to the bottom of the mould. So that one looks quite nice. That was the one that looked the ugliest to me, but not that things are ugly, but and look at this one. This one's got on the back a flash of lightning. That would be really cool if it was on the other side. But what I also suggested to Sandra is Sandra's got chickens and she's got budgerigars. And I says, if you borrow this and do some feathers, you could put some real like rooster feathers inside there and then put another layer of resin on the top with the glitter to show up real feathers inside there. I've been watching resin people on YouTube, and there's so many things that you can put in. You put gems in and anything. And we just messed around with what we had. And they are dry. So what we'll do is we'll do the fishes first. You want to open a fishy? A fish. Like a wee child. We'll open the fishes up. Now all you do with these is you just peel. It is silicone. Now I've got the messy one. I should have put my gloves back on. Oh, they're running away. Oh, that's pretty.
Oh, look.
That's turned out quite pretty. We'll hold it up to the... It feels dry. Now, oh, look at that. It's pretty, isn't it? Oh, it's a pity they didn't have a little loop to hang on. Put it in a keyring. It's not like the clay ones that I did.
You could drill it like, see the wee jewellery drills that I've got.
A jewellery drill.
And put
Put something through its nose.
a wee hook in it.
That is so pretty. So how do you get rid of all these? But all these wee bits are just coming off.
Some of
all
them
these
just peel off, some of them you cut off, and some of them you just sand off.
Sand off. Just watch your fingers if you're using your sharp knife. Now, all that glitter is embedded in there. Any you see on my fingers just came off like when I was holding that mould. That one is so pretty. It just shows you that we thought they were going to be quite disastrous. But that's nice through there.
Yeah.
Right, well, there's that one. Do you want to open that one? I'll open this one. This is the messy one. How did you do it? Just peel it. Total beginner with this, people. First time that I've done with actual...
Nice,
oh, that's pretty. Now, because we're opening these just a day after a day, Sandra says that sometimes, a lot of other people, I've heard them saying it on the videos as well, that sometimes...
So
look at that one. That is so pretty. That sometimes the resin's still soft. So what I'm hoping, is the feathers might be just slightly pliable and I can give it just that little natural twist. Well, this is a gold one. Oh, look at that one. Well, I'm not so impressed with that one. Oh, it's little,
no,
look.
It's nice.
Oh, look, you can move its little... Now, this will go really hard. It's only because we're taking them out a little bit early. They've been in overnight, definitely. They've been in about 12 hours. But as you can see, it's still slightly pliable.
Right. After 48 hours, it'll be solid.
Right, after 48 hours, it'll be solid, Sandra says. So what we can do is, I can kind of make that look a little bit natural and see if it'll stay that way. Yeah. We'll do that one as well. See if the weight of the resin. It will dry and it is light. It will do these. We'll take these out. We'll see how we get on with these. They come out quite easy. Now there's loads of hints and tips. There's loads of videos on YouTube on resin craft. Pop that out. Oh, my hole's not going right through, Sandra.
Might have overfilled it a wee bit.
There we go. Oh, the hole is there, see? Right, let's turn it. Do a reveal. Ta-da! Look how shiny it is. So you can always, as well, give those that little kind of twist because it's a feather to make it look as if it's blowing around in the wind. Springs back. You would need to find a way to manipulate it and keep it that way. That is so pretty. That's the back of it. Now it's got a little raised edge, but you can sort of shave that down and keep it flat, or just keep it like that. You'll put your threads through there and it'll hang up. That's pretty.
Nice.
This one's going to be nice. So if you're making a lot of these, you could do them in the morning. And then just before you go to your bed, you could pop them out and leave them off to the side to dry. Oh, that one's kind of broke. I never made sure that one went right around. There's none in there, so I must have not. That's why you got your pokey sticks, Alison, to make sure that it goes right around there. But it's still, oh look, we can do it like that. I'll get something to hold that closed and it will dry closed. I don't know if I've got a...
Or
You can use epoxy resin glue.
or if you don't have anything like that, you could put a wee drill hole through the top.
Got a drill hole.
Cut it
I
off.
think I'll just put a wee piece. Sandra's got a piece of yarn. She's got to wrap it around here. It dries really fast, the other one, the powder one. Dries like chalk. This is so much more fun. You get a lot more time. Once you've mixed it up, you get about between 15 and 17 minutes before it starts to thicken. I wouldn't say it's solidified. To me, it went thick, but it was still pliable. Oh, that's a pretty. Look at this one. This is going to be pretty. I'll move that so I've got that back. That one's complete at the top.
Nice.
1, 2, 3.
Oh,
that's nice. Oh, look at that. You could put leaves and things in there, dried leaves.
Yeah,
couldn't you?
You could put anything in it.
Put anything in it as long as it stays sunk down. That turned out so pretty. We actually watched last night, try to give that one a little twist. We watched last night a lady doing with the coasters. I've got the coasters, and she had a little grandchild, and she put that microfine powder on the baby's hand, and then got the baby to put it hand. I might try it with Abby, and then put it down, and then she covered it in resin, and the glitter stayed inside the coaster. We might try that.
Your heart out.
And the webs and our YouTube channel's called is it Pouring Your Heart Out? Pouring Your Heart Out. If you're interested in this, or if this is the first time you've seen this, then look on for a channel for a lady called, our channel's called Pouring Your Heart Out. We'll get this one out. Now, the reason we are taking them out a little early is so that we could give them that little twist somehow.
It's not working. I can't keep it twisted.
Is to try and give them that little... Right, ready for the review. That's the back. Even if that's spinning, that's going to be nice. I'll move that so we can see. Some of that glitter rose up to the top, but a lot of it all sinks down.
Oh, that's pretty.
Oh, that looks like sea, doesn't it? Well, that'd be nice to use those colours and make a wee sea. Oh, I'm getting into this. I'm liking this, ladies and gents, and everybody else. I'm really liking this. I really am going to find a way to twist these. I'll maybe put something down and have it kind of twisted in, just to give it a little natural sort of twist, so that when I hang it up and it twists around, it's going to catch some of the light in that glitter. Look at that. She promised me she would take pictures or do a little video if she does do that and I'm not there. Now, all of these little dots just come right off of that, and if you get alcohol wipes, you'll be able to wipe all that off. I'll be able to use just normal baby, but you can put it in the sink with some warm water and wash it as well with soap.
Don't scrub it with a scrubber.
But don't scrub it with a scrubber because you'll take all that.
You'll mark it and
You'll
it'll
mark it.
come up and
I've got Sandra telling me all the things. Now look at this one. I like this one. Oh look, we've twisted it around a pen. That's a cool idea.
put some tape on it.
That's a cool idea. I think you could do it without the pen and just
No,
twist
because
it.
it keeps going back because it's no...
Yeah, it's trying to pull itself back.
Aye.
You can hear the tape moving. But it will dry like that with that twist. That's why we've taken them out just a bit a day. Instead of 2 days, we've taken it out a day earlier. Oh, look at that one. That's quite a solid colour. I like it,
so
but I
pretty.
kind of don't. I like the mixed ones better. That's pretty. So what we're doing is she's putting a pen in it and taping it just to try and keep it in that, give it that little twist. So
Right.
for you, it'll be just a few seconds. For me, it'll be a couple of hours. We're going to let these set harder and I'll show you what they're like. Just to show you this way that they're quite pliable when you take them out just after. For us, it was like 12 hours that we'd left them in. Obviously, if you take them out the mould and they're too soft, then leave them, put them back in and leave them. But if you want to be able to manipulate the resin, that's how you'll do it. Now, they turned out amazing for our very first pouring of 2-part resin. Look at my little fishes. I've still got to clean them up a little bit. They're nice and totally dry. Now, the one thing I did learn is glitter sinks. And look, do you remember how messy I got with these? But look how pretty it is. Now, we footed around with the sellotape, and when we took them out the moulds, we only left them in the moulds overnight. So when we took them out, they were still a little bit pliable because this is plastic and then it sets into like hard, to me it's plastic, but it sets hard. And look at that. We turned the tails up a little bit just to make them a little bit more realistic. And they were just the little bits of extra resin that we had. And they turned out really pretty. Really pretty. Now, what we also done is you saw us making the feathers. And this is, I twisted them. And we put some pens and things in and sellotape just to hold it in. I like them when they're up and the actual spin. I've got the little spinning hooks that the fishermen use that for when you make wind spinners and things, so that these will spin. And they can go outside. As Sandra told me, she says that, yeah, you can put that resin outside. This is the one that we did with all the gold. It all sank to the bottom, but it's still so smooth as you can see. Now the little sticky parts there is just where I had the sellotape on it, and that'll wipe off once I give them, put a little bit of soap on there and the sticky residue from the sellotape off. That'll come off, but we live and learn, don't we? We just live and learn. And that was to help it to just make it twist. That's the top and that's the underneath that was inside of the mould. Now, we did have extra, and what Sandra did was, I'm trying to hide that, these are the coasters. This is the coaster mould I have. And what she done was she poured all the extra bits in to these two. And she just, look at this. So this is like a little trinket plate that we've done with the extras. It's not very good on the back, but it was just all the extra resin. Rather than throw it in the bin or just leave it to harden, we thought, oh, we'll just put it in there. I was thinking, everybody's going to be saying, oh my gosh, that woman is nuts. Why did she use sellotape? But look what it did. It was in there. It was in there. Well, it was in there like that. And a lot of the yarn all sort of floated. So again, what we tried, what Sandra tried and I didn't know. I've got this. Now look at this. I've got a hot cup of coffee. This is a hot cup of coffee. And you can see it steaming. It is hot. And she put all the extra resin in the coaster. And we tried this. Now, you might think, oh, it is pretty. But when you hold it up, look what's inside it. We tried to put one of my granny circles in there that I've been making. I've been making a cushion cover and I was making granny squares, but the centre of it is a circle. But it floated. But we've learned something. We've learned that if we put a small amount of the resin in and then put my crochet in and let it suck all that resin in and kind of keep it down, let it dry for a few hours, let it just sort of set, and then pour more on the top of it. And I think what I would do is I would do it clear. It is there's so many brilliant ideas. I'm going to redo that. That one was in there. I keep pulling this out. It was in there like that. And when we put the resin, you can see that it's floated to the top. If you do resin pouring, do you think that would be a good idea for me if I did my crochet and just done a little amount and then left it to sort of just slightly float on a little bit of the resin, about that amount, and then pour another layer on the top that's maybe darker, and it would make it stand out on that side that you could see it. I'm going to do that. I'm going to make myself some little shapes. The square one, I could do a little square granny thing. And do you know what? Around about it, if I do it plain, I could put some little stitch markers in there inside it as well. And they'll be forever preserved. I have found myself a craft that I can't believe that I haven't actually tried before. And I'm going to be doing it. This is really pulling me back in to doing crafting because it doesn't hurt your hands, this. You're only mixing up in the mixers like we showed you. And then you just pour it out. You pour it out. There's different resins for different things as well, but I can work my way through that as well. So let me know if you think these are nice. Oh, this is the one that as a complete beginner, we didn't go right around the loop of this one like we did with these ones. I didn't make sure that I had that hanging loop. But because it was still soft when we took it out, we squashed it together, put some yarn around it, and it's in there. That's fine. Nothing, even if I put some yarn in there, I haven't got a little bit close by me, it'll still hang up. It'll still hang up, and they are pretty. They are pretty. The one that I used was the JDiction. It says by a crafter for crafters. There's 2 bottles in there. It's 2 times UV resistant. It means it won't go yellow if you do it just a clear. It won't go yellow. It'll take a long time if that even happens. It was relatively bubble free, but I'm a beginner. I'm a beginner and I don't have all the tools and things that a lot of the other resin pourers have. I just mix my stuff up. These are Bovril containers. I like Bovril and I just kept the little containers. I've got little stabby sticks. I think these were in kebabs. I do have like the little silicon thing, but I've had these for a long time, these little squishy, because they're good for my hands. If when my hands hurt a lot, these are good when I'm pouring things out. I've got my little micro powders in there, and that came with the pouring stuff that I had. And I've just got a couple of other little sticks. I don't have a lot of posh stuff or I haven't bought a lot of things for it. I've just, like a lot of crafters, I've just been using what's available and what's around the house. It's so easy to use. Just pour the same amount of one, the same amount of A into the same amount of B. One thing, do not mix the lids up. Make sure that you keep the one with lid A on the bottle with lid A on the bottle with A on it, and the one with B on it on the bottle. Don't mix them up. But when you mix it, it's half and half. Half and half, whatever you actually do. I really would recommend that mold. And that came from One Day Savings, that Dreamcatcher mold. And there was a big piece of it that we didn't put into the frame. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and if you click on the bell icon, YouTube will tell you when I put up another tutorial. So until the next time, happy crafting, and I'll see you all again soon. Goodbye.